Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, May 7, 2021. The gun court is on track to be up to date with all cases by December of this year as the judiciary records significant reduction in case backlog across the court system. While making his contribution to the 2021-22 sectoral debate this week, Justice Minister Delroy Chuck said current trends in the parish and gun courts were indicating clearance rates of over 90%.
In 2020, the overall clearance rate for criminal cases in the parish courts was 96.47%. 7 of 13 parish courts had a clearance rate of more than 90%, and the hearing date certainty was 84%. This means that over 95% of cases, Madam Speaker, will be resolved in a timely manner.
The minister says significant progress is also being made in the Home Circuit Court.
The Home Circuit Court has seen a clearance rate of over 70% during the last 2 years. This means that matters are moving faster in the Home Circuit Court than in previous years. Once again, Madam Speaker, this is the best position that this court has been in recorded history.
Minister Chuck says the current trends in disposing of cases within 12 months places Jamaica well ahead of the international standard for case management and clear-up. A comprehensive national survey of squatter settlements is now underway. It is being carried out by the Ministry of Housing to accurately ascertain the extent of squatting on the island. Portfolio Minister Pernell Charles Jr. made the disclosure during Tuesday's sitting of the House of Representatives. He says geospatial technology and mobile mapping are being used to collect, process, and store data on households and their associated settlements. The result has been a reduction in time and cost, as well as easier processing of the data.
We have completed a total of 25,202 surveys across 219 settlements, Madam Speaker, in Clarendon, St. Ann, Manchester, Trelawney, Hanover, and St. Elizabeth. Data collection has already commenced in St. Mary, Portland, and St. Thomas. The trends extrapolated from the surveys already confirm that squatting in some cases result from the need to be close to economic opportunity, especially in areas where there is an inadequate supply of affordable housing.
Minister Charles Jr. says the settlement data will inform the squatter management policy and implementation plan, which is now being developed. Public schools across Jamaica will now be allowed to make copies of licensed work and have access to digitally published materials within a secured space. The development follows the signing of an agreement between the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information and the Jamaica Copyright Licensing Agency, JAMCOPY, on Tuesday. Education Minister Favour Williams says the agreement is for an initial period of 3 years and is to be renewed at the end of the first term.
By acquiring this license, schools across Jamaica will be able to make copies of published works on the terms and conditions set out in the license. So, of course, as you can imagine, we will ensure that schools have the information about the terms and conditions. We will lay them out so that they're easy to understand and that our children will be so educated.
The Jamaican Copyright Licensing Agency is a reproduction rights organization established by copyright owners to administer the reproduction rights in their published works. It has a mandate for several countries across the Caribbean, the Americas, Africa, Europe, and Asia. The Agriculture Ministry is ramping up its research and development efforts to satisfy the demand for honey and its byproducts across the island. Portfolio Minister Floyd Green says the apiculture unit has carried out 2 levels of hygienic testing on 30 colonies of bees, from which 5 queens were selected. Production of daughter cells is now in progress with the intent to supply the market with quality breeding material. Minister Green says government has identified the beekeeping industry as one of the areas in which the country could develop a competitive advantage as there is a significant demand for products from the sector. To that end, he says over $30 million was provided to 23 beekeeping projects island-wide in 2020 through training and capacity building. Additionally, in a COVID-19 response effort, 112 beekeepers have benefited from a $5 million grant. It is for farm feeding support to preserve the life of approximately 12% of the beekeeping stock across the island. And finally, the House of Representatives on Tuesday paid tribute to late parliamentarian, senator and minister Ambassador Anthony Johnson, who passed away on April 28 at age 82. The ambassador, economist, and lecturer was remembered for his sterling contribution to nation building.
He was, Madam Speaker, an outstanding individual. But more than that, I'm sure everyone who knew him, especially members of the House, would agree that he was a gentleman, an incredibly friendly personality. But above all of that, he was a man of great intellect and great integrity.
He was a gentleman. He was somebody who brought to the politics or the political life of the country a certain standing, a certain approach that was in the best traditions of our democracy. And we should honor him.
A former member of Parliament for Northeast St. Catherine, Johnson held several diplomatic posts. In addition to serving as Deputy Prime Minister, he also managed many portfolio responsibilities in government. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.